Court has ruled that the families of two women who died after low-level exposure to asbestos should be awarded compensation. Lawyers specialising in asbestos cases predict the ruling will lead to thousands of similar claims. One of the women was exposed to asbestos fibres from ceiling tiles at her school, as Jane Dodge reports.
Diane Wilmore often came here to feed the ducks. She was just 49 when she died, a victim of mesothelioma, an incurable cancer caused by exposure to asbestos. The source of that contamination turned out to be ceiling tiles at the school she went to in Huyton in Merseyside. Speaking just after her death, her husband said it was her last wish to prove that in court.
Diane died of this terrible disease, and I hope she hasn't died in vain. I hope that the right...
Today, Diane Wilmore's dying wish finally came true. The Supreme Court ruled employers are responsible for causing this cancer, even if the amounts of asbestos involved are very small. Mrs. Wilmore's local authority, Knowsley Council, now has to pay her family £240,000 in compensation.
Although the defendants didn't expose the victims to very much dust, in each case they significantly increased the risk that the victim might get mesothelioma and must be treated as having been responsible for that tragic outcome.
Like many of us, when Diane Wilmore was at school, asbestos wasn't deemed to be dangerous. She's the first former pupil to get compensation. Some teachers have already won their cases. Asbestos may have been removed now from most buildings, but its legacy is far from over.
Today's ruling also covered the case of Enid Costello. She died from mesothelioma at the age of 74. She was said to have breathed in asbestos dust while working in a factory in Ellesmere Port.
She was incredibly fit, healthy and active throughout her life, and it was exceptionally heartbreaking to witness her experience the onset of the extremely debilitating symptoms of mesothelioma, the disease which went on to claim her life.
Both these cases involved low levels of asbestos. Lawyers believe insurance companies will now find it harder to avoid paying compensation.
There are many cases at the moment on hold, cases that have been stayed awaiting the outcome of the Supreme Court's decision. So yes, there have been many cases in the past. This was an attempt by the insurance industry to stop those cases, and there will be many cases in the future.
Diane Wilmore's husband has welcomed today's ruling. For him, he says it will provide some solace.
Prince William is to visit New Zealand and Australia to tour the areas devastated by recent natural disasters.